This is Jim with A1 Repairs. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. The point of the following video is to provide you an up-close view of the products that we sell, as if you were heading into our local hometown dealership to purchase one. With everybody shopping online, this is our attempt to bring you closer to the product rather than just viewing words on a web page. Please be sure to email or call with any questions that you may have, and also like us on Facebook for the latest product and industry updates. Thanks and enjoy the video. Alright, here we have the Dolmar PS-35 Chainsaw. Dolmar, well known for having a high RPM range on all their chainsaws compared to a lot of the competitors in the market. This little saw packs a really big punch. This one's cranking out 13,100 RPM. Very impressive for a little chainsaw like this. The PS-35, like it says, has got 35 cc's for cylinder displacement. Horsepower wise, this one's cranking out 2.3 horsepower. And weight, we're at 9.7 pounds. That's power head only, so no bar, no chain, no gas, no oil. And this typical saw is outfitted either with a 14 or a 16-inch bar from Dolmar as far as their statistics go. Typically everybody's purchasing this one with a 16-inch bar. That's going to be most common. So let's take a look at this saw here a little bit. Let's go over some of the starting features that it has. There is a switch right here that operates all the functions for the chainsaw. You pull up and it'll put it on choke. Bring it back down to the middle position. That's going to be run for you. You press and hold, it'll kill it, and it auto returns back to the run position, so you can go ahead and restart that chainsaw back up. If you press down all the way, it'll interlock as a safety and actually keep the saw shut off, and it will not restart in this position until you pull the trigger back up. So there is a purge primer here for easy starting. And that pushes the air bubbles out of the fuel line, makes it a little easier for you to start. So let's tear into the top cover here on the chainsaw. Alright, there you have it. There's the inside of the chainsaw there for you. Quick, easy access to your spark plug right there. It's got a felt filter. This is easily cleanable. Regular soap and water works great on this. Any type of degreaser is real nice. You don't want to use anything with ammonia. That tends to eat these things up. This is a dry filter. You don't need to put any oil on it or anything when you put it back on there. But you clean this real good. Make sure it's dry before you run it. Alright, let's go ahead and go onto the clutch cover here on the side of this one. It's got a lateral or side mount chain tensioner right there. Really easy to adjust the chain tension. Very aggressive bucking spike on the front of the chainsaw, especially for a little chainsaw. Alright, here's the clutch cover off of this one. This one's got an inboard clutch where the clutch is actually turned around and closer to the engine of the chainsaw. Makes it pretty easy in order to go to put the bar and chain on here. Make sure the drive links are seated in here. Also makes it pretty easy when you want to change the drum out here, especially if you wear the gear off. You only got to pop that clip right off there and you can replace and put a new one on there. Had an outboard clutch where the clutch was on the opposite side. You got to remove the whole clutch assembly. A little bit more work, so that's what makes those pretty nice. This particular chainsaw is run a low profile 3/8 chainsaw chain, and that looks just like what we have right here. And this is running what I like to call a small bar mount. With the chainsaws with the 3/8 pitch, they typically have what I like to call a small, medium, and large bar mount. And that all has to do with the hole spacing that's on here and for the bar studs right there, and the guide rail right there. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to draw some attention right here. There's a line going up on the side of the clutch cover. That continues on over the top of the air filter hood and then right down the side of the recoil. That's a felling mark, which is really nice for making sure you got a straight cut or lining a tree up if you want to drop it in a certain direction. So let's take a look here on the side. Pull the gas cap open. It's got a tether attached to the gas cap right there, which is really nice, holds it on during refueling. Then if you ever want to run the saw dry or drain the fuel out, that pops up pretty easy to drain the fuel, so you're not fighting a dangling gas cap. And then you can fire the chainsaw up and run it dry. And that's on the gas and the oil cap. And take a look at the bottom right here. There is an automatic chain-driven oiler right there, and it is adjustable, which is really nice. You can adjust how much or how little lubrication is getting applied to the bar and the chain. And that's very important because you don't want to overstress the bar, cause too much heat. You start tearing those up pretty easy. Same thing to the chain. You don't want to stress that out and stretch it out. Wind up replacing a lot of components a lot quicker than you have to. So, you know, it's important. It's also important to make sure you're not spewing out too much bar oil and just wasting it. But that plays a lot of factors based on temperature that you're running your chainsaw. And you know, in the winter you can even switch as an option. There is what they call a low temp bar chain lube on the market. Typically you got to find a saw shop or a dealership to actually purchase something like this at. Regular bar oil, just like this one right here, is pretty readily available, but the low temp is great to have, especially when you start hitting those freezing temperatures. So the other thing I want to draw your attention to here closely on the bottom of the chainsaw is going to be the isolation springs that you see right there. And what those do is there's a bunch of them positioned throughout the chainsaw, and it isolates the engine from the handlebars. I'll flip this over here. So I'm going to hold the handles here, and I'm going to actually push the engine. See, like that. Vibration dampening is very important to have in a chainsaw. It helps reduce all the fuzziness feeling that you get in your hands when you operate, and all the fatigue that moves up and down your arms, especially when you use a chainsaw for a couple hours at a time. You know, having a good vibration system, vibration reduction system on a chainsaw is extremely important. You'll be a lot happier with it. You know, you can use it for longer periods of time, and the isolation springs is one of the best systems out there on the market. So whenever you're purchasing a new chainsaw, make sure it's got a good vibration dampening system. So this is the Dolmar PS-35 Chainsaw. Thanks for tuning in to the A1 Repairs YouTube channel.